When I said I'm not going back and forth with people from now until, it's because at this point we're in the age of awakeness and everybody's awoke, even if they don't want to be, they're forced to be. And let me just make this quick point. When you're trying to explain something to people, the only thing you have to do is give them the information, the source, the name, or whatever the case may be, and don't give them more. Don't show them the information. If you want to, you could, but just give them the source. And if they really are interested or passionate about finding out something or finding the truth out, we all went through this. We had to find different sources because some sources lie, and we had to get down to the bottom of this and find out what's right and what's not. And that's how we find out the truth. So when you're giving somebody the source and they're just arguing you down, they don't want your information, they don't want to look at it, they don't want to find out or research, that means they already chose a side. Whether it's God or the devil, they still chose a side. God could come down here right now and they will still sit there and they will say to you, they'll say to God, they don't care, or act like they don't know what God is saying, or they don't know that it's God. And deep down in their heart, they do. But they just chose a side. They chose to be loyal and give allegiance to the side that they chose, even if it is the devil. And this is how you know, because if you talk about their favorite artist or favorite celebrity or something that they like, their favorite video game, and you lie, for instance, and say, well, your favorite celebrity just made a mistake and took a dump on themselves and ran off stage and it was running down their legs or something like that. And they will go and they will do that. You don't even have to give them much research. They'll defend them right away on the spot. Tell them you didn't see that, and then or go look it up instantly. Because it's something that's important to them, and it's something that they research and look into, and they will research everything about their favorite celebrity or whoever it is or whatever they're interested in. So at this point, if you have the sources to give to somebody, and that's all you really need is the name or the source. You don't even have to show them anything, because if they're really trying to find the truth, they will find out everything. They'll find out every single source. They'll find out you were lying or it wasn't the truth. They'll give you stats on whatever it is that they feel is important. So at this point, since we're in the age of awakeness, you don't have to do much to explain the truth. Just give them the source and just leave it alone. Anything other than that, it's for publicity, it's for likes, it's for shares, it's for to ravel people up. But the truth is there. The truth stands alone by itself. Earth. Now, about the colorism situation, I wanted to speak about that because a lot of people keep speaking about racism, and I'm noticing now for like the past year, black people that are colorless, unapologetic, are basically trying to speak out real loud about racism right now. But I noticed that they keep mentioning racism, but they do not mention colorism. And the reason why they don't is because they are colorists. Colorists are the ones complaining about racism, but they're the main people that is pushing and promoting colorism. But then they want white people to think of them different when they're telling white people that they're beneath them. And then they're getting mad for white people for feeling like they're above them. White people, I'm not saying, like I said, I always make sure I mention this. White people are not innocent, and we all know that. But at the same time, we can't complain about, you're not going to see me complain about racism no more. Of course, that's a problem. But how am I going to complain about racism if you're not complaining about colorism? And colorism is a huge part, and that without colorism, there would be no racism. So that's something that we need to look at. And notice a lot of dark-skinned people, because I talk about all people, white, black, all different colors, and I'm dark-skinned. So I'm going to talk about dark-skinned people also. And a lot of dark-skinned people don't like themselves, wouldn't choose themselves, wouldn't want to be black again. So they have no right to say anything or talk about racism, because racists feel the same way that you feel about yourself. I don't feel that way. If I had a choice to be born again, I'd be more black, dark-skinned, or even darker, like I said before. I love myself. I love what I'm building for myself, and I do not tolerate racism or colorism at all, nowhere around me, and I always call it out. I don't care. I would lose a friend over it, because my life is important, and I love myself, and I care about myself enough to speak up for the next generation. It's not about me. When you're living and you're black, any race, you're not living just for yourself, you're living for a lot of other people. And dark-skinned people will live for other dark-skinned people, whether you like it or not. You're dark-skinned, that's how people view you, and no matter how much you try to impress people with colorism, they still view you as how you feel about yourself. And if you feel like dark-skinned people are low, you don't want to be around them, you don't like them, you don't want to be nice to them, messed up, then guess what's going to happen? That's definitely going to happen to you. And that's the laws that you are teaching white people. And they cannot go no other way, because we are their parents and they listen to everything we say, whether they want to or not. They have to follow our footsteps of what we're actually doing and how we're actually leading by example, not by what we're saying out of our mouth. Because if they go by what we say out of our mouth, they would have to be racist. And this is the truth. And we need to speak about this. So this is one thing that I'm talking about, and I want to get out. And this is my main thing, colorism. And it makes no sense to speak about racism if you're not going to speak about colorism. I mean, I'm not perfect, but at the end of the day, I'm here to make a difference. None of this stuff matters. None of this tangible materialistic stuff matters at all. And if you're dark-skinned and it does, that's our problem, because we are not fighting for the next generation. Okay? I know it sounds stupid, you want to be selfish, but guess what? No other races are doing that. When they're building, they're thinking about their children, the little ones, And I'm dark-skinned, so I already see it's a problem. I'm not happy with what's going on. And I'm here to fix it, and I'm here to change it. Whatever I'm at, whatever surroundings I'm at, I'm making sure I make a stance. I don't care who it is. I'll do it over again. There's no point in trying to live comfortable if you are not being respected. And what I notice about most dark-skinned people is they will sit there, allow this stuff to happen, right? And then get mad at the results when they're doing it to themselves. Like, they're trying to be comfortable and think, okay, let me go away from those dark-skinned people. I'm not like them, and try to explain to other non-black people or non-dark-skinned people that they're nothing like that and that they're different, and not realizing that everybody, they're always the joke in the group. I haven't met one dark-skinned person right yet that's not the joke of the group. Whenever the group gets mad or frustrated, you're the one that's going to be the punching bag. I've never seen a dark-skinned person in the group get respect. They never get the respect that everybody else gets, and they're looking, thinking that people are looking and viewing them like that. No, you need to understand that you're being viewed as how you feel about the other dark-skinned people that you think you're not a part of. And when it comes down to the group, or your group you're around, where all the people is light, non-black, light skin, or whatever, white, they're looking at you as a joke. When your back is turned, they're letting all the people that look like you know that they ain't shit and they don't appreciate you. Or they letting them know you ain't nothing and they don't appreciate you. So now you have to sit there and try to act like you having a good time, or that no, you're the joke. And that's why nobody wants to be dark-skinned, because you sit there, you think about yourself thinking that you look different, and you don't. You look the same way as you view the person that's dark-skinned that you think you're different from. So they're making you feel like they're looking at you different, when behind your back, and anybody that views you or sees you, they're making jokes, making faces, even though you're a part of the group, but you're dark-skinned. So just always remember that. If you're allowed to say that around them, that's how they feel about you. Or they would stop you right then and there. We know how people get when they're serious about something. They will stop you right then and there if you say anything wrong about them. And I haven't seen no dark-skinned person get that type of respect, no matter what group they're around. And they go the hardest in the group. And this is why I speak about colorism, because I want to be born again black, and that's it. And there's no hesitation, because without me, everything will stop. So how we most hate it, and I understand why, because we need to learn to love ourselves and work with each other. I'm tired of seeing dark-skinned people that's looking like, oh, like I'm better than her. You're not. Okay, I told you before, they view you like the flies, the African people with the flies flying around their face years ago when they used to play those sad videos of Africans, and the flies were flying around their face and people looked at them as African booty scratches. I didn't. You'll never get me saying nothing bad about Africans. But the point is they think that they're not being viewed like that just because they're cleaned up or whatever. And no, they're still looking at you like that, especially if you're reinforcing it and confirming it. You're sitting there reinforcing it and confirming to them all the stereotypes about the other black person that looks like you. So they're not going to see you like that, and they're going to always view you like that, and they want to view you like that so they can run over and use you as a pawn.